Hi, sixth graders. So today we're moving to the step of organizing our note cards. Okay, so go grab your set of note cards, grab your handout that I sent out this morning with step 2, organizing our note cards, and make sure you have those things as we talk, okay? So the first thing it says is to create, using 7 index cards, create these different headings, okay? Birth and family, childhood, education, adult life, accomplishments and career, important people and events, and death, okay? So these headings are going to end up helping us organize our information into these different categories so that we can be organized as we talk about C.S. Lewis's life, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your stack of index cards and you're going to decide, you're going to look at each index card. I'm going to pretend like this is my stack of information cards. So I'm going to look at my first card and I'm going to decide, what of those 7 categories does this piece of information go in? So say, for example, that this card was information about who his parents were. Okay, so I would say that that would go in my birth and family stack. So I'm going to start creating my birth and family stack with this information. And then I'll look at my next info card, and this info card, maybe this one has some information about maybe what colleges or what universities C.S. Lewis went to when he was in his college years. Okay, so that is what I would put with education, right? Okay, so that would go in my education category. Okay, so say my next piece of information was about his wife when he got married. Okay, so I would need to decide, will I put that in the adult life category, or am I going to put that in the important people or events category? You decide that, okay? You decide that. So you're going to take every info card you have and separate it into these different categories. So you're going to end up with 7 different stacks, okay? Now, look at the part where Mrs. Duran wrote that has the asterisk at the front and the back of it. It says, some of you may end up combining a couple of these categories to better fit the info that you have gathered. That's okay. Okay, so let me kind of explain what that means. So some of you might decide, my adult life category and my important people and events category are really kind of the same thing. So I think I'm going to combine that all into one category and maybe just call it adult life and include the important events or people in the adult life category. That's okay. Okay? You have the ability to make those kind of decisions. Some people might decide, I want to talk about when he was born and who his family is and all about his childhood. I want to talk about that all in the same paragraph. Okay. So combine it all. Maybe name the whole thing childhood. Okay? That's okay. Okay? So a lot of you, it will depend on what kind of information that you have, and that will help you decide how many of these different categories you would have. I would think you would not want less than 5 categories though, okay? If you're going to combine a couple, that's okay, but let's not have less than 5 categories, okay? Okay, so let me get all my category cards back in a stack. Okay, so once you have all your information cards are now divided into your different categories that you're going to use, okay? So now the next thing in our handout says, once all your cards are in a category, lay the heading cards out on the table or the floor and line up all the info cards below each heading. Okay, so I'm going to show you that now. I'm going to do that. I've got my pretend info cards stacked up on my table here, okay? And I'm going to put my heading cards that I just made to show you what it should look like, okay? Okay, your stacks may not necessarily look like my stacks. Okay, in fact, they definitely should not look like my stacks because my index cards that should have info on them are empty. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. Okay, at the very top up there are all my heading cards, and then down below I just kind of laid out my info cards. Okay, now once your cards are laid out like that, that's when you take a picture of all of them and send it to me. Okay, that's how I'm going to give you a grade for your research part. Now remember, you have spent all of last week gathering your research. Okay, you guys need to get a grade for that. If you've done well and you have a good amount of index cards, info cards, then that's an easy 100. Okay, if I can tell that you didn't do a great job on your research, you're probably not going to get a 100. Okay, so you're going to take a picture of your index cards all laid out under their headings. Send it to me. This picture is due by Wednesday. You can send it in today or tomorrow. Last day to send it in is on Wednesday, okay? So that gives you a couple more days. If you start organizing your stuff and see, oh, I really need more information about this area or that area, okay? The one category you're probably going to have the least information on is his death. Because basically, you need to know when he died, where he died, and how he died. Okay? That's about it for the death category, okay? So that's what you need to do today. Get your information cards organized into categories. Then lay them all out. Take a picture. I need to just be able to see that you have really spent some time getting your research done. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? Okay, well, I look forward to getting your pictures. The end of the handout that I gave you some instructions about looking at some information about outlining, okay? So in your textbook, in your Shirley textbook, look at references 205 and 206. That starts on page 450, okay? So spend some time looking at references 205 and 206 because tomorrow we're going to start looking at outlining. Okay, so tomorrow when you start your video, have your Shirley textbook ready at those references. You will also need classroom practice 74 when we start our video tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to spend some time practicing outlining, and then I'm going to have you guys start on your own outline for the research paper, okay? Okay. Miss you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.